So you're about to upload a YouTube video and you want to make sure it gets as many views as possible. Well, here at VEED, we've posted over 900 videos across 2 channels, accumulating around 55 million views in total. So we've developed a specific formula to help us maximize views on every upload. So once you've hit the upload button at the top of the screen and selected the file that you want to post, you'll see your video start to upload. Don't worry, we're going to cover mobile later on. But whilst this file is uploading, we can go ahead and start filling out some of the details on this page. Starting with the title. A great title on YouTube either targets a specific search term or a specific desire from your audience. If you're trying to get your content found via YouTube search, start by using a tool like TubeBuddy to write out a list of the best keywords linked to your subject. Find the phrases with the best reach and try to include the very best one in your title. So for this video about uploading videos on YouTube, the best keyword that I found was how to upload a video on YouTube in 2023, which is going to help people searching for this information find my video. I also try to add an emotional element to my title as well, something that my audience desires, which in this case is a straightforward guide that won't take too much time. And adding a phrase at the end of my title like quick and easy gives a reason for someone to watch. And you should also think along the same lines with your description. Try to include all of the best keywords from your research in the description text. Start by using the same keyword as your title word by word at the start of your description and fill out the first few sentences with any additional keywords with a high ranking. Just be careful to avoid keyword stuffing. You need to make sure that your keywords fit nicely within some natural sentences. Another great way to sneak in some more keywords and boost your video retention is to add timestamps. Timestamps can make a video easier to follow for your audience and gives them an idea of what to expect in the content. Google search also links directly to specific chapters of videos, so getting some keywords in there can help you get more views. You can write a timestamp in your description by typing in the timecode of where you want a chapter to start in your video. The first timecode always has to be 0000. Then the following chapters should follow that same number format, otherwise they won't appear. Then you can go ahead and use your list of keywords to write your chapter headings. They should also be relevant to the parts of the video that you're marking. You can't just use random keywords there. But if you do want YouTube to handle this whole chapter process automatically, we'll get to that option in just a minute. We also add some useful links to our descriptions that the viewer might find helpful. We use 3 hashtags, again based around the same keywords that we researched. And when you're done in here, it's time to add a thumbnail. You can choose an auto-generated thumbnail that's been created by YouTube, but I recommend adding a custom one for better results. And you just need to make sure it's in the right dimensions and at the right file size to be accepted. Next, you can choose to add your video to a playlist or create a new one. Grouping certain types of content together or creating a series can help your videos get more views. And we're now getting into some of the more specific and advanced settings, which honestly, you probably won't change that often, but I'm still going to go through and describe what each one of them means. You first need to let YouTube know if your content is aimed at kids. And you do always have to give an answer to this, otherwise you can't move on to the next page, but you should only select yes if your videos are specifically targeted at children. If you think some children might watch your videos from time to time, just click no. You can also choose to age restrict your video for viewers over 18. If you have a paid promotion included in your content, you do need to let YouTube know by ticking this box, otherwise you are breaking guidelines. And as I mentioned earlier, you can enable automatic chapters to be added to your videos. YouTube does actually do a pretty decent job of figuring out what's going on in your content and labeling the chapters, but I would still recommend adding them yourself just so you can add those extra keywords. There's also an option to let YouTube auto detect locations and places in your video. We haven't noticed much of a boost in terms of discoverability with this feature, but it still might be useful for travel blogs, local reviews, or events coverage. And this new option for automatic concepts will help viewers get to terms with any unfamiliar wording mentioned in your video by suggesting some definitions or giving some background information. We keep all of these boxes ticked. And now we come to tags, which honestly is a bit of a confusing one. YouTube themselves say that tags only play a minimal role in getting your videos discovered. And we actually ran a detailed experiment on this channel to figure out what YouTube tags actually do. And you can watch that video by clicking the card on screen right now. But despite that, I still recommend adding tags to your videos just to give some more information about your upload. I use that same list of keywords I mentioned earlier and paste them into this box. A plugin like TubeBuddy can also recommend a few more options, so if you have the space, just add them until the quota is full. Next, you can specify your video language, your recording date, and location if you feel it could help your video. For example, if your video is about a current trending topic, public, labeling it as being recorded today will put it in good stead to be recommended. If somebody is about to travel to the destination included in your video, that could help them find it as well. You can now choose what kind of licensing your video has. We always stick with the standard YouTube license on all of our videos, but you can choose the Creative Commons license, which lets others use your footage in their videos as long as they give you credit. So if you want that exposure, it's worth considering. You can also choose to allow your video to be embedded on external websites, which is something that we always do. Again, it just helps to boost traffic to your videos. And we also always want our videos to be published to the feed and notify our subscribers when they are uploaded. Short sampling is when people repurpose your longer content in shorts videos. We leave this ticked as well because somebody using your video in a viral short can only mean good things for your growth. It just might help people find you. Next, you can pick your category or genre. Some people find this process a little bit tricky because a lot of content falls into several different categories, but just try to pick the one that's closest to yours. This next section lets you control your comments. We leave it on the default, which is to hold inappropriate comments for review. This just helps to filter out spam or abuse. But you do also have the option to allow all comments or disable all comments as well. Right here, you can also choose to disable the likes counter on your video if you want, but I don't really recommend that. You want people to be able to engage. And there's also an option here to add a fundraiser, but that is the longest page of details done, and we can hit next. Now, if you are a monetized channel, this is where you'll see your monetization settings and your ad suitability, which we're going to cover in much more depth in a whole new video. So if you want to learn how to maximize your YouTube earnings, make sure you subscribe. If you're not monetized, you'll be taken straight to the next page, which is where you have 3 different options to add some on-screen elements. You have subtitles, end screens, and cards. Subtitles can really help to boost the accessibility of your videos. They can also help with SEO. YouTube also looks at your video transcripts to find some extra keywords. And you can add subtitles in a few different ways. You can upload a pre-made subtitles file for your video. You can add your video script for YouTube to auto-sync it, or you can type and add the subtitles manually, but I'd recommend using an automatic subtitle generator like VEED just to get more accurate results, and it saves you a lot of time. Adding end screens is always a good idea because it prompts your viewers to watch another one of your videos. And if they do this, it increases your views per viewer, which lets YouTube know that people are enjoying more than just one of your videos, and that is going to help you massively with the algorithm. To add an end screen, you can choose from the different layouts, then adjust the timings down in the timeline here. You can also manually choose which video you want to show, or if you're not sure, just let YouTube choose what they think is best, and then click and drag each element on the screen to wherever you want. And the final on-screen element is cards. These are the little messages that appear in the top right of the screen. You might have seen a few in this video already. So if you mention another YouTube video in your content, or you just want to link to somewhere else, you can choose to add a card for whatever you like. So if it's a video, just select that, add a custom message and teaser text, adjust the timings down below, and after that, we can hit next again. And on the next page, this is where you'll see your YouTube checks. YouTube automatically checks your content for copyright or community guidelines violations. This video is fine, so we can go ahead and hit next again. And now we are on the final page for visibility, or how you want to save your video. You can choose to keep it private before you make it public, so only you or specific people you add can access it. Unlisted means that anyone with a link can review it, but it will never show up to anyone else unless you add it to a playlist. And public just makes it live and releases it into the world right away. We normally leave ours on private or unlisted until we're ready, but you can also schedule your upload to go public at a specific time or date, and setting up a premiere gives your audience an idea of when the video will go live ahead of time, so they can watch along live for its first play. And all you need to do now is hit publish, then the video is good to go inside your dashboard. And you can change the visibility at any time by selecting this option and choosing from the same settings, and to save it, you just need to hit publish once again. Now we can take a look at what the process looks like on mobile. On the YouTube app, hit the plus icon at the bottom of the screen, then scroll across to video. And you can now choose your video file from your camera roll. On this next page, you can trim down your video if you need to, and when that's done, hit next. And the main options here on mobile are in a slightly different order to what you have on desktop. First, you can add a thumbnail by selecting the icon in the top left and find your image to add to it. You can then add the video title into the top and add a description underneath. I'm just going to paste both of mine that I've pre-written into there. You can then choose from the same visibility options or schedule the video. Select whether it's made for kids, add your location if you think that's relevant. Select any playlists that you want to add your content to, but sadly you can't create a new playlist on mobile. That's only on desktop. Then you can allow or deny any shorts remixing, and choose the settings for your comment section. After that, hit upload, but we're not done yet. You can then go and find your video in the My Videos section to access even more details. Select the 3 dots next to it on the right hand side and hit Edit Advanced Settings in Studio. And now you'll get access to your monetization options. Hitting more will let you add tags, choose your category, choose your YouTube license, allow embedding, and of course, delete the video if you need to. So now that you've uploaded your video, don't forget to adjust these other settings that will help you make as much ad revenue as possible.